So I'll cover XRP, and I think it's good just to have a little bit of a zoom out today because it looks like we're breaking down from this this pattern here. Yeah. So just to show you is you can see the previous arc and consolidation cycle, and we got a pump up, and then we have a consolidation cycle, and it looks like we're breaking down out of it. Yeah. So excuse me. If I go to the 1 hour first and look at the SMAs, yeah. So here is the 50 SMA in the green and the 200 in the red, yeah. So generally these are a bit when even the 1 hour, sorry, not the 50, the 1 hour. When the 1 hour crosses over, it's going to be a nice build, yeah. And you can see it crossed over here. Did this build? This is mimicking it. The only difference is that this is at the end of the consolidation where this was 2/3 of the way through here. So it's looking as it stands that when this builds this time, it's going to keep going, yeah. So that's on the 1 hour. So this is just the start. It looks like we're going to come up and get a bit of a breather, and by the time this crosses down again, is we get another spill. So one of the things I'm looking for here is a new entry point. I'm looking for a short. So at the moment I'm looking at this as a 1-2. And it's going to do an impulse up. If I put it on the 15-minute for the moment, you'll see it a bit clearer. So there's a nice 1-2. If we look at this from from here, is potentially we get a back test to the 50, possibly even a back test to the 200. And again, by the time price action gets up here, the 200 will be down around the 786 to 702. So I'm looking for a corrective move back up here, and then a continuation spill. So that's what I'm looking for, yeah. And at the same time, there will be it'll be a back test. It'll be a back test of the arc here, yeah. See this line here. There'll be a back test, probably a little move into it, and then a spill away, yeah. So that's what I'm looking for. Is now what's giving me the confidence that it's going to continue going down? Because I'm still thinking, I'm still a bit mindful of, is this going to go down or is it a fake out? So when I look at its potential, it's after breaking on the 4 hour, it's after breaking through the 200, and it's after doing a back test. Now I do believe that it's going to come back up here again. And probably by the time the 4 hour is coming down, the 50 on the 4 hour, maybe come up and get a touch of the 50 on the 4 hour, and then a push down again, yeah. So that's what I'm watching for, yeah. And again, I'm looking for this impulse to top out. On the daily, again you can see it's after coming down. I had a target range here of between 45.50 and 44.50, and it broke well through that, and it came down to 42.22. So that was pretty cool, yeah. So now you can see it wicked through, and it's now price action is now sitting on top of the 50 SMA on the daily. So now what we're looking for is the potential is. Looking back to the previous pattern, is the potential is if we're, here's the bottom, here's the bottom, here's consolidation, here's the lift, double top, back into a consolidation phase, is up here, double top, drop into this consolidation phase, and it draws the 50 and the 200 closer together. So the 50 and the 200 come closer together. Similar, same. You get it bouncing along here, and potentially then we get a lift. If it's following the same format, yeah. I am mindful that we're either in this part of it of the cycle. We got another 2, 3 months, 4 months of sideways in a nice tight consolidation. Lots of trading opportunities here, or we're here, or we're here, and we still have to have this final dump, and I'll show you why I'm still super mindful of that, yeah. And also the fake out. I'm mindful that this is a fake out until it actually starts making these moves down further, yeah. and where is this chart? Because of this chart here, yeah, is the previous bull run. It did this pattern here, yeah. See this pattern here is the same pattern is played out here to a T, you know, and the same pattern is being played out here. The only thing that's different is that this one hasn't had its final drop yet. And essentially, before the real pump is you got to have a dump. You got to get the push down for the push up. You got to get the push down, that final push down for the push up. Where here is we've had this drop, but equally, if you look at this red line here on this one here, you've got this center support and resistance line. Is you excuse me, is you have a drop below the line, and then price action runs along it. One last test on a rejection is the same here. You have the drop below the line. These happen to be around 68% as well. These happen to be around 68% as well. Equally, these are 68%. So you get the drop below, you run along, you get one last test, rejection, and then up you go. Yeah. So this here is a 68% drop as well. And again, it pulls us below the center line. And it's either one of these. So I leave both in for it. But it's this range, yeah? So now, the same thing, we've got our drop below it. You know, we've got our drop below it. We've come back up and we've tested it. Is we haven't had a, like this is more, there's a bit more of a, it's not really a blow off here, but here it's a much sharper push through, yeah? Where this is a double top. We may still get a push up to 71, and then we get a pull down. Or maybe it's just this time, and we get this final dump. But we haven't. Really what I'm trying to say is that the only leg of this pattern that hasn't played out is this. This hasn't played out yet. So does it have to play out? Does, you know, no. But everything is the same on 1, 2. This is following the same form. The only part it hasn't done yet is this, but everything else is following form. Same but different. So when you look at the support and resistance here, when you look at the pattern, is yes, there could be another leg down, yeah? And this would take it down to, now if I do it from the top here, because it's 68% from where the top is. So the top at the moment, if I take this down to 68% or so, there's, let's say 68. There we go. That's 17 cent, 18 cent. So that's the range. And you can see this blue support line here. It's back onto this blue support line. Bouncing right onto it, yeah. Now with regards to 786, from this bottom, the impulse, so I'm going to put the fib on from the top all the way to the bottom here. And when I put the fib on, there's the 786 at 20 cent 69, yeah. All the way down here is even breaking the fib, breaking the 786 a little bit, yeah. And it will bring it onto this line, this blue line here, but equally, you see this blue line here. Again, this is a support and resistance line, which is established in the previous, the original bull run, yeah. And you can see where this blue line is the rejection here, the drop, and then when you break this line proper, then there's the pump, yeah. So anyway. So you can see just some of the references I'm making, yeah. And then equally with this wedge is you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we get the breakup. So I'm just super cautious that we may be having our big dump is still yet to come, yeah. And this may be it. And our black swan event may actually be the crash of FTX, this whole battle going on at the moment between the exchanges. If the FTX crashes and and goes under, I reckon that's going to pull the market down a bit like Luna did earlier in the year, yeah. So I'm super mindful. I'm super mindful that this is still on the cards. But as it stands, for now, is I'm looking at this spill coming down and hitting the 38 and then doing it sideways, and seeing if it wants to do this. Is one of the tests that I'm looking for on the daily is on the previous spills is that the 50 MA gets broken, you get the drop, you get the back test to the 50, it gets rejected, and then it gets pushed down, and then it continues down. So at a minimum, we're going to get a push down here, not necessarily to 38, but a drop down on the daily. We come back up and test to 50. And if the 50 gets rejected, then I'm looking at this space here, and if this spills and starts to break the 38, well then we're going for that bigger spill. If it consolidates and confirms the 38 and we get the sideways, well then that's what it is. So that's generally the way that will play out on the timeline. So we have time and we can map it out, yeah. When I look at the EMAs, and I'll get rid of the SMAs. I'll stick in the VWAP for this. On the 4 hour, the 4 hour has crossed over here. So now the 4 hour generally offers about a 15 to 20% drop, generally. So if we just took from the crossing, and we come down, 15% there is 40. And again, I think there's quite a bit of support here that we'll get that bounce, and then the back test up to this support line here, and treat it as resistance. But eventually we could end up coming down to, again, there's 1920 is there's the 38 or so, yeah. So this crossing here seems to facilitate the drop to 38, at least anyway, yeah. So that's looking good. On the 12 hour, where we had it lift here and it did a pump, again the 12 hour looks very close to capitulation as well, yeah. I think we're going to have our lift back up here and then our spill down, and hopefully we get a super short entry here, yeah. And then on the daily is look at the 55 that was holding all along here, and then the 55s after getting smashed, as this was the support all the way along, and it's getting trashed here, yeah. Is this looks like the 20 could cross over the daily here as well, yeah. It certainly does look like it. Now that's where I'll be a little bit more cautious about a bigger kapow. Kapow! Ah! So I'm just mindful of that bigger spill.
Can you tell that Roy is excited about accumulation?
Well, I'm just yeah, I'm happy to get moving on this, you know. So yeah.
Happy to be trading XRP at half the price. Say it as it is.
Well, that as well. Accumulation. Okay, so that's the two basic indicator MAs and SMAs, yeah. So now if I show you this, I'm going to zoom out to this again, just looking at the bigger picture. I just want to hide this. Actually, no, my apologies. When I zoom out to the bigger picture, you can see the bear channel wedge, and then this one here is the blowhorn, this one and this one, and you can see the red lines of support, and when they get broken, red line support broken. And again, we're looking at a red line here, and you can see the support of it here. So here is the support and resistance of the previous consolidation. Then there's this one here we're breaking down. again, come back onto this, and again we have a flow. We have a red line of support here, yeah. So again, you'll see the play of this, a little spill of it by the end, and then potentially the lift. So hopefully this red line will guide us, yeah. And again, you can see the rejections off the top here. So we'll see if it's going to drop down. We might be getting that drop down, and if we go all the way down to here, there's 2160. There's 21. Somewhere around here we could get a really big spill. We could get another one of these. Get one of these puppies. Nice big spill down, yeah. Now if that's the case, what it means is that we'll end up doing a consolidation phase down here. We'll get a lift, we'll do a consolidation phase here, and then we get the breakout. And it stretches everything out till the bull run won't really kick off till the end of next year, yeah. Which personally I don't particularly mind, because it's a massive accumulation phase. So either way for me, I'm happy either way. So yeah, I've already talked about this one. Now this is my channels chart on the 4 hour. So all the red lines are 4 hour support and resistance. The white are red, yeah. So you can see here. Here's the arc. Is we're breaking out of it. It's broken the red line here. Back testing. Probably go all the way back up maybe to this white line here, and then head on down. And again, if this 4 hour support and resistance again may be the next level of support and resistance consolidation. If we're going to have a consolidation cycle here, it'll most likely be moving between these support and resistance lines in the 4 hours, which again are great trading opportunities. Yeah. Now this one is interesting. This is my crazy channels chart. Is look at the blue line here. So you can see this drop. You can see this drop is dropped onto this blue line here. You can see the white lines, how they're moving down nicely. Equally, the drop between the red lines here. All these are long-term support and resistance lines. Yeah. Now I'll show you the more relevant ones. Is this yellow line here? Actually, I'll zoom out so you can see. You can see all the yellow lines they're ascending channels, and you can see, look at the yellow lines here. When it breaks through, when you break through a yellow line, it's a big move. They're big moves. So you break through. So now the next yellow line is here. Here. There we go. So if we break this line, we're going down to the next yellow line. And again, this will be taking us down to the early 20s, yeah. And these are relevant in all of the history. If you look back, you can see how these yellow lines all dictate every time. Look at the big spaces that they move in, yeah. So these yellow lines dictate the big moves through all of XRP's history. So they're all confirmed and multiple times confirmed over multiple years, last 10, 11 years. Equally, you have the green lines, which are more local and more impulsive moves, yeah? So you see the green lines again there. You see each move here, yeah? That's probably a bit, if you're in a small screen, you probably won't recognize it so much. So when I zoom in here, you can see the green line here, a drop, green line here, a drop, sideways, green line, a drop, a lift back to the green line, and now we're floating along it. This green line is not set. This one here is not set because price action hasn't revealed itself yet. Okay, so now I'm looking at, if this yellow line holds, we get a sideways, we'll eventually get a lift like this. At the end of this cycle, you get a lift. So I'll be looking to place this green line when it shows itself. Again, for the lift, or at some point we're going to get price action moving along this. If it lifts, great. If it collapses, then this green line is set and we go set another one. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at. The one I really want to point out to you more so is the yellow line, is how price action behaves on this yellow line. If it gets a bit below, which I expect in this consolidation, then lifts above it, and you start to see it break above and go up again, okay, now we're starting to move. If we start to sink below it, is okay, now we have our next target. Yeah. So that's really what I'm trying to say there. Yeah. So I'll put this one back to 1. And what I'll do is I'll leave those yellow lines thick like that, because they're going to be, I think they're going to be relevant this one's going to be relevant pretty soon. Okay. So now I'm on the MA chart, and I won't go through a load of stuff, but what I will go through is this is the weekly, is look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks where the weekly was holding a wick through here. Here's the 5 and VWAP pushing through down. Here's the 10 coming up, and price action at the moment is after breaking through the 20. So now it's still early in the week, so we got to see if this can hold. It looks like it is. And then this is the Bollinger Band. See this here? This is the Bollinger Band. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's the medial line. So there's always a battle on the medial line. So you can see here price action got above the medial line, look, and then it bounced to the top. So look, testing the top, then coming back down, and eventually we're back on the medial line again. Now if this holds, this is what I'm saying about a fake out, we could get a pump. And you can get a pump up to test the Bollinger again at 56, and we could get that breakthrough all the way to 70, 71 or so. Yeah. So for me, that's still, on the weeklies, that still could play out. This could be a fake out and we get a turn and up it goes. So I'm still very mindful of that. Yeah. However, is if on the weekly the medial line gets broken, here's the 20 MA on 39.83. Here's the 38. That support and resistance line. But equally, if this medial line gets broken, and it becomes resistance, there's a possibility that it comes back down to the bottom Bollinger on the weekly, which at the moment is at 29.62. Push with a push through. Okay. So I'm just mindful of the ranges are still, the possibilities here are, they're still there. They're still there for both directions. Yeah. If I just go to the daily now rather than spending too long here, yeah, you can see even on the daily how these MAs are starting to compact. So when they start to compact, that's when they make their moves. Yeah. So you can see they're getting a little tighter and a little tighter. Potentially we drop down to 38 here. When we drop down to 38, if we do that sideways again, it will draw the MAs in and make them nice and compact for a move. Yeah, so that would work, but we got to see. At the moment on the daily, the 5 turned down. So the 5 turned down here, and anytime the 5 MA turns down, look, there's a spill. Anytime the 5 MA turns down, there's a spill. So the 5 is after turning down, so we got to see how far this wants to go. Yeah. So anytime the 5 on the daily turns down, we get a spill. So there we go. So that's a good thing. How strong is this spill going to be? Well, at the moment this is the 50 here, the 50 MA, and on the daily the 20 EMA, the white line, and the 10 MA have already crossed the 50, which is a big deal. Is when the 5 crosses it as well, you have the 5 to 10 and the 20 EMA crossing the 50 on the daily, which generally indicates a strong push down. So this looks like it's from the point of view of going down, it looks like it's strong. It's already broken the 55 at the moment, and again here we are on the daily on the 50 SMA. So remember, this is a really important line on the daily. If this breaks through, back tests it, and this becomes resistance, then it's a simple question of, is it going to do the consolidation, or are we going to go for a lower low? Is that lift up, that lift up now for me is invalidated. It's gone then. It's a matter of, are we going to go sideways, or are we going to go for a final spill? It reduces the options for me anyway. Yeah. Okay, let me just zoom in just a little closer to the 4 hour. You can see that there's a strong rejection candle here on the 4 hour, but I think that's just going to support a consolidation phase here, and then just continuation down. If you look here, here's the 5, here's the 10, here's the EMAs crossing over. They've crossed over the I don't want to name them all, but the 50 MA, the 100 MA are all crossed over and are splitting. So to me, this looks like it's going to keep going. Yeah. And then on the hourly, again, we're doing a consolidation phase. Back to where I said start. 1, 2, 1, 2. The push up here. This looks like there's going to be a W, and then the final push away here, and then 3, 4, 5 is I'm looking for a blow off top. I'm looking for a blow off top somewhere around possibly 46, 46.50 or so. Yeah. But again, I'm mindful that the pressure coming down is pretty strong, so this may not get that far. Yeah. But I'll still when we zoom in, I'll zoom in on the 15 minute, and I'll look for that. Yeah. So I think this 20 will give it a pump. 1, 2, push away, W. Let's see if it follows that impulse form. That'll make it really easy for us to recognize a short opportunity. So I'll post that when it's getting closer. Yeah. And then is there anything else while I'm here? Here's the RSIs. Yeah. So you can see this one here, top right is the 1 hour, 5 minute, 15, half hour, 1 hour. 1 hour, you can see how much the 1 hour has gone into the oversold. It's back out of it at the moment. And this one, the 2 hours done it, the 3 hour. The 4 hour, again, has only gone into it. It's only gone into it. It's in the oversold at the moment, yeah. So now the pressure coming down, how long is it going to go, is this one bottom right is the 12 hour. So the 12 hour hasn't gone in yet. So this is definitely a daily type of move. So when I click to the daily, is the daily, you can see it's topped out here. It hasn't bottomed out. So to me, it looks like the daily RSI needs to go back to the bottom here because it's on the way. So I think until that pressure is complete, I think these guys are going to, the smaller time frames will catch their breath, and they'll continue down. Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. On the stock is right now, there's the 5 minute, the 15 is back at the top, the half hour is getting back up here, the hour is coming up. It may need the hour to get back up to get that full impulse correction before it comes back down. Yeah. If the pressure is strong, it might just be enough for the half hour to get up. So I'm mindful that this might spill. This might spill sooner. If it does spill sooner, let me just go back here. If this doesn't get up and get that, if this doesn't come up and get that fuller correction up to 46 or so, yeah, and it literally just starts to spill here. If it breaks below this level, I'll enter when it breaks this low here, because again it's already continuing for a spill. So if it does that, I'll enter it. It's a bit more volatile. It'd be a bit more volatile, but that's what I'll do. Yeah. Okay, so now the stock. So there's the hour here, top right. Bottom left is the 2 hours is getting low again. The 3 hour. Now again, this can be a bit deceiving at times because look, the 3 hours deep in the hole. Is this retrace lift that's happening at the moment? can keep this 3 hour up a little bit, and then we get one final push down, and again really a nice deep candle, same with the 4 hour, and then they do a reset and we get another retrace up and another down. Yeah, is you can see, I'll put this on the 12 hour. The 12 hour is back on a spill down. Here's the daily looking to come back down again. And I think even more so when you go through the days, there's the 2 day catching a bit of a breather, like the 3 hour and 4 hour. Here's the 3 day. This is where the days really are I think are more dominant now. The 3 day is pushing, the 4 day is pushing down. It's properly back out of the overbought. The 5 day is as well. So all the days, the 6 day is back in, and then the weekly's back in as well. Yeah. So there seems like it's a determined push to head down now. Yeah. Okay, there's not too many divergences at the moment. These are all past ones. Okay, and that's just the EMA. So that's it. That's me done with my review. Yeah. So just a quick recap on the basics is, to me, this is taking a breather now. I've got to look to see where this consolidation phase is at the moment is, here's the 1 hour, here's the lift, here's the retrace. It may just do a consolidation phase here and not get up and do that deeper retrace. I'm mindful of that, but I'm watching to see. Yeah, so we'll know pretty soon whether let me have a look. Whether, if I go to the 1 hour. Okay, yeah, okay. So you can see here the 5 is probably getting a scoop under here. So the question is whether the 5 can turn to 10 here on the hour and start to get a bit more of a lift. Yeah. So you can see the 1 hour is committed to try to lift it. Here's the 2 hour, and again the 5 and the 2 hour. Here's this support. Here's this. I don't know what this is. The 800. I'm still trying to remember what these colors are. Yeah, yeah. My question is this the consolidation phase here for a push down? Excuse me, or is it going to come and do a higher one? There is a lot of pressure coming down, so this may be it, but it'll still show itself. It'll still do, if it is, it'll still do a consolidation phase before it goes down. Yeah. So either something like that, or it'll end up coming up doing something higher, and then something like this, and then come down. Yeah. So I believe it's going to be one or the other. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what it wants to do. So that's what I'm looking for. I'll post that as it's getting closer. Yeah. Target wise is excuse me. I believe that when you look on the longer time frames, bear with me for a second. Yeah, there you go. There's the 200 on the daily, so we can get a lift here. Another drop down is, I think we'll be hitting resistance around 40, and then it'll slow down again, and we could be getting a drop to maybe say 39, and then we could be getting another lift again, and then a final drop down that'll break 38, maybe 36, 37, and that'll be the bottom, and then we'll have our consolidation cycle. So if I'm mapping this out in general terms, again, this could be delusional. It could be, it could be delusional here. Let's say this does this, and then it comes down. I think we're going to bounce around the 39 or so, I think again we're going to have a strong correction on that, and then we're going to come down and bounce and hit around the maybe 36, 37 mark, and then we're going to have the consolidation cycle. We're going to have this. Something like that. That's if it's the consolidation cycle, and then up it goes. So that's what I'm watching out for. Okay, so that's it. I could waffle on. So I'm just looking for a reversal here for a short. That's it. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, so what a day we had for Bitcoin and Ethereum yesterday. I won't start. Okay, I'll start with the DXY. Because we went down yesterday, and then we haven't still reached this trend line, which I think will reach. Now, the reason why the DXY didn't influence the market yesterday is because crypto is right now dealing with its own drama. I believe it's the fundamentals of what's going on with the FTX right now, and because we had a drop for the DXY, and we had a drop for crypto, and they should be inversely correlated, but they're not. So crypto is doing its thing. Considering what Bitcoin did yesterday, I would be waiting first and foremost to see how today goes, because we have elections today in the States, and the Bitcoin and the market will be reacting to the news as it comes out. So I would be patiently waiting for today to wrap up in terms of news analysis. Or if you are going into trades because you have a great entry, you think you have a great entry, please put stop losses in, because I do expect some volatility today during the New York session. We might be holding it, ranging until New York starts, but after that, after that, the market will have settled. The news will have been absorbed. So don't trade without a stop loss. It can go either way. The stop loss, I know it can be a cost, but it's really handy to have it in these times. Now, I'm speaking from experience, because I expected this to continue, and then it went up. It went down. Sorry. So what we have today is a Bitcoin that not only broke the divergence line downwards, so it looked like it was gonna break out the way it looked here. It broke out, and then it's crashed back into this wedge. Not only has it crashed back into the wedge, but it has lost the support of the confirmation of the accumulation structure. It has lost the support of the 20 and the 55 EMA on the day. The MACD is starting to come down, and the stochastic is starting to come down. So if yesterday I was counting my positives, my positive technical reasons for expecting a long first, today I am only seeing a downtrend. I don't see any reason why this downtrend would not continue on the daily. It doesn't seem like we've topped out on the daily levels. On the contrary, to me, it looks like we are coming down to backtest the 18,700. By saying that, what we saw yesterday was a perfect technical breakout from this wedge. It hasn't yet met the wedge target, which leads me to believe we still haven't had that 1-2 for lift. I don't think this is a V-shaped recovery, because it hasn't broken through support. So what I believe is we're gonna have some more continuation. We're gonna have this target met. If you're not in a short waiting for this target to be met, this might be another option, but you have to wait to see it when the 15-minute and the 1 hour stochastic sort of like get a little bit of would you say wind in their sails? Yes, some wind in their sails. So It looks like this will continue downwards, and this will continue downwards to the target is 19,200 for the wedge, as we planned it yesterday. But I also have a 19K level of support and the daily level of support. The daily level of support is the 18,700. So I will do the unexpected here, and I will move my local support to the 18,700, because this is where we're expecting support on the daily. I don't believe this move downwards is done, and I don't believe we are going to be done until we reach this. The breakout was a beautiful breakout. I can't argue with this, because it was just impeccably executed. Like, if we're looking at it technically, I was writing to you on the Discord, we need to wait for confirmation on the 15-minute. Here's the breakout. There was a lot of 15-minute reversal trying to reach back. It back tests here, fails here. When you see this kind of formation, and I'm telling you now in terms of confirmation, when you see this back test and the second 15-minute candle continuing outside of the trend line, put a tight stop loss. My stop losses don't go above 10%. So in this case, put a tight stop loss, max 10%, and let it run. And let it run to the next level of support, not just the target. The next level of support is here, 19,600, or yeah, in this case, sorry, I need to adjust that. The next level of support is before the target, but in this case, I would leave it for the target, because it's still a small move. No, sorry, it's a small move till this level of support, 2%. I was calculating it on a different chart, but it's a big move down to the next one. This is the juicy bit. It's a 9.3% move. So, long story short, I believe we are yet to finish this drop. I don't think this drop is complete. I think the 15-minute indicates that it isn't complete. We might have a continuation till the next daily level of support. Now we need to be careful, because there could be multiple levels. So there's a level here, there's a level here. So there's a level here right where our target is, 19,200. So you might want to take profit step by step if you feel more comfortable with that as a profit taking strategy. And then, or you can move your stop loss from where it is. You can move your stop loss. Let's say if you go in somewhere around here, again, put a tight stop loss so that it doesn't allow for any sort of support to be gained. And I know it sounds very cruel. For instance, here the VWAP is likely to be the resistance. And I'm showing this because this is what I believe will happen today. We might see some sideways, some ranging before New York opens. New York might push a little bit against the VWAP, might get rejected there and push down at the start of the session or at some time. But again, if you were to enter somewhere in this space, you would still get away very nicely with a 10% stop loss. The range from here is 1.6, so 16. If you are to gain an entry point somewhere around here, would be 7%. Or if you are to put, let's say, a limit order somewhere around the VWAP, you can put a limit order somewhere around the VWAP and a 10% stop loss. If you're not watching it and you'd like, again, a nice entry strategy would be an entry point above the 20 MA right about here, and that would be again with a tight stop loss. And here I'd put it even tighter, maybe 6-7%. But again, the 20 is the one that generally gets back tested for a drop. So what I'm saying is, if you're not watching it and you think that the previous level right about here will be back tested and you'd like to have an order in, again, that's a profitable strategy, as long as you keep your stop losses to a minimum, because you want your stop losses to be paid by your winning trades. And the reason I'm saying that is that we've had a lot of trades happen during the Asian session, and I don't want you to avoid trading, especially if you have your structure ready and it looks like it's about to move one direction or another. But I'll discuss these strategies in our Thursday session, because again, I think we're going into a space where the market can give us opportunities like that. Like this sideways choppiness can actually work to your advantage. Okay, so what do I see now? We have yet to complete the target of this wedge. I believe if this was a 1, 2, this is broken the 3. This is broken the 1. If this was the 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is what I was saying at the weekend. I was thinking that this might be an impulse wave up with a 5 coming right about here. This has broken this point. So I think this can do that as well if it is a zigzag wave, a consolidation zigzag. So that can happen. I don't want to go too much into those details. But to me, it doesn't look like this move is complete. I've rarely seen targets like these not be met. Very, very rarely, like maybe 9 times out of 10. And I say that because I sometimes lost half of my profits waiting for that completion. That's how much I believe in it, because most often it does complete itself. So we have to wait for this wedge to complete itself, to possibly to get to the next level. When can we anticipate a reversal? We should anticipate a reversal when we have support on the 1 hour MAs. So if I'll show you the confirmation of the reversal. I don't know how I got there. There we go. So here would be, come on. Okay. There we go. So here are the 1 hour MAs. As you can see that we don't have any support on the 1 hour. To me, the invalidation of the reversal is gaining support back on the 1 hour. That would be the validation of the reversal. And at the moment, if we're to put a fib on this swing as being complete rather than incomplete, here we are hitting the 702. Are we going to get to 786? Possibly. Can we get to 18,700 and not break it? Absolutely. Which, again, not breaking the 18,700 on the daily means that we are still in this space, probably moving here. Can we still break out? Yes, upwards. Yes, that would be possible, but we would still have some more movement right around here in this space. So I don't want to have a bias at the moment. The technical signals at the moment are for the down, acutely for the down. And just to wrap it up with yesterday, I was talking about the weekly 20. Right now, I'm going to tell you about the weekly reversal pattern. Like, again, it is a pattern. No, I have to. There we go. This is the same evening star pattern if we close like this. So if we close today below the 20, below the 5, below the 10, that looks very, very ominously familiar to this, which is, now you can hear excitement and enjoyment in my voice, and you might be wondering, why is she so happy about us making another step down? Because this would be the 3 steps down into the bear market complete. Whether Bitcoin goes down to 13,000, whether Bitcoin goes down to 10,000, whether Bitcoin goes down to 8,000, I don't really care about that, to be very bluntly honest. What I do care is about me knowing the trend, and it might take today and tomorrow for this trend confirmation, and then following it down, trading it down, and then trading there at the bottom of the bear market for the most beautiful accumulation period. So once we have the 3rd step done, and that 3rd step, if it gets from the all-time high down to, let's say, my lowest point is 10k, would be 85 generally. Again, as far as I know, coins can lose about 95% of its value. Is 3,000. It sounds ridiculous, so I'll go with my 10k that I have here for the support and resistance. But again, wherever this may land, we could trade it there, and by using, let's say, $1,000, you can buy more coin, you can make more coin in a trade, and when that starts going up, it's gonna be wonderful. So to me, that prospect is very exciting. That's why you can hear excitement in my voice and not doom and gloom. Oh my God, we're going. No, as a trader, I don't care where we're going as long as I know which direction that is. So I'll follow it down until it shows me signs of reversal, and those signs of reversal are holding the 20, holding the 20 on the 1 hour, holding the 20 on the 4 hour, holding the 20 on the daily. That's what I'm looking at for a reversal of the hourly swing, the 4-hourly swing, or the daily swing. It's as simple as that. That's the first thing I check every day. So don't want to make this too long, but that's where Bitcoin is. I anticipate continuing down for the moment too. 19,200 is the 786. 18,700 would be the next level of support without breaking the current swing and still staying in consolidation. So these two are my immediate levels. As a daily trader, I'm not going to talk about 13k, trading Bitcoin down to 13k. No, I'm going to be trading Bitcoin down to 19,200 and then to 18,700. So I'm going to take 70% profit, 19,200, and then the next one would be 18,700. So those would be my take profit levels. And then if we have some major drop validated by breaking the previous low here at 18,000, of course I will follow it down to lower levels. But I will make a measured decision when to take profit, because I know a lot of people discard patterns and channels in terms of measurements and targets. I don't. It's part of my strategy to measure them and to take my profit where the measurement is. Okay, in the most conservative way rather than the most wishful way. Let's see where Ethereum is. Ethereum is in a slightly better situation than Bitcoin, but only slightly better, because we know from experience Ethereum can actually drop harder than Bitcoin when it breaks support. So Ethereum, I've seen this in the previous drop because I wasn't trading Bitcoin, I was trading Ethereum, and Ethereum was holding support stronger than XRP. I was trading both XRP and Ethereum at that point. So Ethereum can look like it's holding support, and then when it breaks through it, it breaks through it very violently. Now it is holding at the moment. The price action is below the 20 EMA on the daily, but it's above the 50 EMA on the daily, and it is still holding the support, the green support line that you see here, which is the main divergence line of this channel, rather than the overflow. So it got rejected at the overflow area, and now it's holding between this line and this line, the white line and the green line. So what can happen is, again, if it breaks the green line coming down to 1260, absolutely possible. If it doesn't break the green line, can it bounce up? Yes, it can. But look what we have here on the daily stochastic and RSI, both of them very strong downtrends. On the weekly, the RSI has turned down, but the stochastic is still going up. So I don't think that this can change so quickly, but I'm pretty sure that if we continue downwards this week, we will. Here we are with Ethereum breaking through this level, breaking through this level, and then breaking through the channel. And now Ethereum looks like Bitcoin. It's on its way to making the next, step down. I don't think it will stop until it finds support at the historic level of 1370, 1360. I have here 1350, but somewhere around 1370. So that's where I would take my profit. I just want to see how much it is percentage wise between 70 and 50. 1.3%. Okay, yeah, so it's still a great trade to make from here down to here 1370, 8.9%. So you can leave, you can secure that profit, you can bring your stop loss there and leave the rest for 1350. Now this line hasn't been back tested. We might back test it today. There was no uptrend here, so I'm gonna leave these arrows as they are for the moment, because I want us to use them in Thursday's post analysis. I think it's good to see when price action takes us by surprise, because it took me by surprise yesterday's drop. Everything looked tragic in the morning, and generally when it looks tragic in the morning, it's going to do a recovery. It didn't. It went up a little bit and then came crashing down, but up a little bit was here, consolidated, and it looked absolutely wonderful in this consolidation for a lift, and then it just started crashing down. I believe Asia started selling the FTX news, and everything just started falling. So what we have today is probably a continuation, but I will be moving this one. I'll put this in the past, so here, so that I know. There we go. And I can remove this one because this will be my reminder. So what I expect for today is maybe a back test of this level and then continuation to the downside. Or again, don't trade without a stop loss. I won't be trading without a stop loss today. If we do break up this, if we do break up above this level, we could continue upwards. But this is, again, this is very unlikely considering what's happening now. Like I am just watching this move. It's dropping as we speak. So here we have the 20 at 1420, 200 on the 4 hour. And if I am to measure this and to put it here, look where it lands. So You can't tell me that channels are not worth measuring, because it's just beautiful the way they move in confluence. So here's yeah, that's what we have. I don't think we have any chance of a reversal until we stop where we drop. So the way reversals happen after such a move, yeah, that's a good idea. So I'll talk briefly about it here. So the way reversals happen after such a move, because our support, and here's the 4-hour support. So in order to have a trend, we need a 4-hour trend and we need a daily trend. This 4-hour trend is still ongoing. This 4-hour trend is not complete. When do I know that a 4-hour trend is complete? When we have a change of support, a bit like what happened here. Here's where the 4-hour swing completed, and and price action went above the 20, above the 50, and made an attempt to break above the 200, came back tested the superior level held, and then it turned the 20, the 50, and the 200 into support. So here's a very clear change of trends on the 4-hour. From this moment onwards, it's all go for the up. So until we have something similar, because this happened. So this move here, which is really important for you to see, happened after all of this, and this was so exhausting and so mind-numbing, but actually not so bad to trade, because we had nice ranges up and down. There were too many swings for the breakout. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 swings, 4-hour swings up and down in this space. So there was a lot of zigzagging. Normally they're like 6, and the space was 5%. The core space was 5.7. Let's say 6%. Sometimes it went a bit bigger. But what we need to see happening on the 4-hour and if you don't have a trend, and if you're not sure which direction is going, I know that you might think, oh, I'm putting in just a small stop loss. Don't put in that stop loss. It takes about 2 days for something, for the trend to show itself on the 4-hour. So it can either break the 200 and break below the 200, in which case it will reach one of these levels, and then it'll stop there, because after a move like this, it'll have to consolidate. So if you know that the trend is down and you are in a consolidation down, what you're doing is you're finding what the superior points are and trading down. Superior point, trading down. Okay, sorry, don't want to get into this. But the point I'm trying to make is, after a move like this, move up, consolidation, move down, consolidation. So what I expect us to do is to come down to about 1370 here. Okay, and then to zigzag on this line. That is if we are still continuing our attempt to break out upwards. If we break back into this channel, we are still subject to these ranges. So we would still be trading ranges if we break back into this channel. Here we would be trading a range as well, but we would be trading a range until the MAs all come down and price action is accumulating and then getting above the MAs and moving upwards for the next leg up, if it is to break up. Or we are moving if we're not making a consolidation like this, if we are just, oh, this is so, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time with this idea, because I'd love to do an analysis of consolidation movements from the TA perspective, not the execution perspective. So if the MAs come down and price action comes down, does just a little bit of consolidation, reaches up, gets rejected, this is a great point to move down. For instance, this is what I would be looking for today with my XRP. Where's my XRP? This is my trader's reality. Okay, but I'll show you what I'm looking for today with my XRP. Again, this was a beautiful, beautiful short to make. Unexpected, because I expected this to move up, same, but then this broke here, tight stop loss, straight down, no problem. Now 4 day, not 4 days, sorry, 4 hour. Okay, so what I expect XRP to do is to come up. I expect XRP to come up to back test the 5 or the 10, and then come down one more step down to where I have my channel here. And again, this would be the three steps down in this you might go like, which one? This one, in this descent. So this would be I know it's hard. This would be top formation. I'm taking the MAs because this would be too small for the top. This would be second level, and this would be third level. So that to me, today I'm watching for a back test and then for continuation to the next level of support. There, I said it. Oh, no, go away. I don't know what that is. So that's what I'm waiting for Bitcoin and Ethereum today. Again, it's a very volatile day. If I don't see or if I don't get an entry, it's very hard because at the moment I'm looking at the MAs on the 4 hour, and it doesn't look like today we're gonna get that back test. And if we're not gonna get that back test today, I am willing to wait until tomorrow to get that 5 or 10 MA back test, because we need that for another leg down. It's gonna be a continuation of the 4 hour swing down, and that 4 hour swing is gonna back test at one of these MAs. This is when the MAs really go into play in terms of the back tests. Or if you're more comfortable using levels, again, if you're more comfortable using levels, you can put an entry order here, 44.7, with a tight stop loss above it for Bitcoin. If you're more comfortable using the levels, a back test here with a stop loss above it. Now, if it doesn't go back and gives you that trade, that's okay. There will be another trade, rather than jump in right now and be in a stressful sideways, because it is very stressful what's happening these days with how sideways, how choppy the swings are. So it's not easy. It's not easy to trade, and it hasn't been easy so far. But we can get trapped in the it's too hard. But again, if you do your plan, you go in at the level of support and resistance, super tight stop loss, and then follow it down if it does come down. If it doesn't come down and goes up at the level, then there it is. You have your reversal. If it just spikes you up, wait for, and if you're watching it, wait for that retrace. And I know there are a lot of ifs, but that's how we need to be right now. We need to be adaptable because it's so volatile. It is super volatile, and it loves its spikes. So especially XRP. Bitcoin not so much. Bitcoin's ranging, but the ranges are too small, too frustratingly small. It's just the breakouts that are worth trading because they are so beautifully technically perfect. Like, this was a perfect breakout to trade. Okay, that's it from me. Have a good day trading. Stay safe out there. Remember, if you've got your capital backed up by the stop loss, you're okay.